Up here we have some exchange birds visiting for the winter, and they don't seem too bothered by the snow. Come on.
There's a bunch of rocks like this in here. So the challenge, this is a nice area for a garden, good drainage, good water table. The challenge is we're going to have to bring some rocks out of here. Not a bad plan. There'll be some good sun in here and things like that. But, you know, just a project we have to do with a bobcat or a dozer.
And how do you plan on pulling out some of these rocks that are that big?
Yeah, well, you get a decent sized front end loader that can pick up a rock that could be several tons, and you know, we just need to make sure we get it out of that particular area. In this case, that rock happens to be in an area where it makes it hard for the truck to get around. The UTV can get around there, but that kind of makes it tougher for the truck. But anyway, we'll see. So this is one area for the garden that's big enough to put in a pretty decent garden, and also has a lot of sunlight all day long.
So one of the things we're looking at doing, we've been researching what's called companion gardens, where you learn which plants seem to grow best next to each other. And the most interesting video I've heard on this is that there is some scientific evidence of it. There are some people who say there's no scientific evidence. But in this master gardener's experience, he says that for him it seems to work, and so he keeps on doing it and doesn't worry too much. He just says for him it seems to provide very, very good gardening. So that's one of the things we'll be putting out, is charts of what he advises about which plants grow best with what. And in the meantime, this is the land in its wild state. And when spring rolls along, we will be clearing some of this, or much of it, getting out the rocks, and we will start to plant.
And then in the other type of garden we're going to be trying to develop is a forest garden. And I have a plot over here I've been checking out for that. So come with us as we check into what that is. And Roy, maybe you could tell them a bit about what a forest garden is.
A forest garden is designed to use every bit of the space. So you have root type plants growing below the ground. You've got the very low plants on the ground. You've got the higher ones. You've got the trees, the shrubs, and you've got the vines that are growing on the trees. And so it's making use of every bit of space, not only the area of the ground, but vertically as well.
And then so up here to the right, you can see again where I've been with the UTV going back and forth. This big oak tree here would be kind of in the way a bit, so we wouldn't plant things on this side. But going up the hill, there is a bit more room, and it's a bit more elevated. And over here, I happened to get the UTV stuck and had to pull it out with the truck. You can see this big berm right here. I crowned the UTV on this thing, and all four wheels are just kind of flailing like a puppy swimming in the air. Yeah. And got the truck in here and pulled it out, and life was good. But you can see again there's space here where we can pull out some of this more junky tree stuff and put in something a bit more purposeful up on this slight rise right here. But again, there's some stuff we have to dig out to make it a bit easier to get both equipment in here as well as the garden.
And as you can see, it's all winter now. I don't expect we will see the ground again until spring, which could be, what, June? And we laughed and we laughed.
We have 3 seasons here in Minnesota, which involve winter, mud, and construction. And
right.
So mud is the slight little interlude between, winter and construction.
So
and
we will
be, cleaning our highway again.
Yep, and we will be spending our winter months researching both forest gardens and companion gardens, and hopefully knowing quite a bit more by the time spring rolls around.
We believe that there was an old farmstead on this property, pieces of which are down over here. You can kind of see some remnants of the walls. And so that's one reason it might be a bit uneven in here too. By the time they finished digging out the house, you know, it wasn't terribly smooth down here.